excellent conclusion. So, another thing I wanted to talk about, guys, is
Yes, master.
Lucas, that's okay. Guys, is the way people are positioned in political cartoons. So up here we see President Barack Obama. He basically takes up the whole cartoon, right? About this much of it. Latin America and South America is for the most part placed below him. And anyway, maybe they're trying to show that the United States is higher up or superior to Latin America.
What's with the fortune?
I don't know. And maybe
Oh,
maybe he's I don't know, hungry to get some type of resource out of Latin America. Venezuela is known for having a lot of oil. Yep, Skylar.
I don't know if this is true, but maybe the South doesn't have a lot of food and he's hungry,
Okay.
so he's trying to.
So even though the South
he's
doesn't have
showing
a
that like they're hungry or something.
Okay. That's a good idea too. I didn't think about it that way. So maybe it's trying to paint the United States in a better light, trying to have President Obama kind of empathize or be in the shoes of somebody in South America who doesn't have food. Right? Kind
this
of.
is last year.
No, he just got elected back in November, right? So he's got 3 more years.
Oh my God!
But last thing I want to touch on the side that before you say something is, so one thing again, the way.
Like he did die.
Yes. Okay. So, Latin America, one thing that angers the people of Latin America is the way they're perceived by generally Europe or the United States. Because this cartoon is the perfect example. So, is Latin America, is it just one big country? No, it's broken down. We have Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay, all these different countries in Latin America. They all have their unique kind of culture and style, right? And here, is that represented at all? No, it's represented as a big block. So the way things, and this seems like a small detail, that countries in Latin America are not represented, but this is something, again, that kind of contributes to the overall theme of the picture. Matt?
He's kind of like trying to pose looking like it.
Okay. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I didn't think about that before. So the way his body is configured is kind of like this, are you saying? Interesting. Okay. Yes.
Oh, I see it.
That's a good thought, man. I didn't think about that. Yeah, Kevin?
He has much more.
He does have much.
Looks like he's got a
Yes.
darkest. Well, isn't Obama like in his 60s or 50s?
He's younger than that. He might be in his 50s.
Or he's
I'm not
doing
sure.
the early 40s.
Okay, guys, let's move on to our next one. So,
Mickey Mouse.
again, what matters about a cartoon? Mr. Amer says everything matters. So again, we talked about some of the stuff, the positioning, what clothes they're wearing, is there food involved? What sticks out to you guys about this picture right here? Take another minute to write that down. We'll talk about it. Okay. One observation based off of that.
Oh.
So again, these tell a ton of detail in a small amount of words.
I got this.
You know what's funny? Yesterday I was watching Star Wars and stuff. I was flipping through the channels and I was
Hey, you sound like you're excited. Just get-
I know this because I looked at the date and it's 2012.
Okay.
And
So, give everybody 30 seconds. Okay.
Disney.
And excitement is what I like to see, though. You look like you're worried about someone stealing your fire, man.
very easy. Look at the date. It makes sense.
Another 14 seconds. Everybody got an observation down?
Do you still read comic books or something?
No, I looked at the date.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
I heard the news.
Matt, let's hear it. What do you got for me?
Disney bought Star Wars.
Excellent. Disney bought Star Wars, so that's a huge part of this. And it's great to have this background knowledge, right? So now
Say it right there. Disney.
Disney buys Lucasfilm, right? So it touches on it a little bit there. So do you think Mickey Mouse is portrayed as basically a giant in this picture for any reason?
No, I got it. Because you know how like Disney bought in 2012?
Yep.
Well, Mickey Mouse was like Disney's like kind of like starting point, I think.
Right.
And Darth Vader was Luke's father, so they made Mickey Mouse's father because now Disney bought.
Okay, so some type of connection between kind of the
It's like,
original.
now we're related. I own you.
So,
Join the dark
a
side.
connection between the original Disney and this one. Okay. Guys, what other observations we have for this one?
People are really big.
Yep, Skylar.
I said that under a mask, anybody can pop out.
Okay, interesting.
Actually, could be a mom or sister.
So another point I want to make to you guys here: the size of the characters, right?
Yep.
Cartoon.
Mickey Mouse.
The size of the characters, does Mickey Mouse look like a giant to you guys, or is it just me in terms of this picture?
Mickey Mouse has just got big.
So-
It makes me tall.
So does Mickey Mouse maybe represent Disney in general? So this huge corporation, right? They're known for all their kind of movies, fairy tales, but as kind of imposing his will on the smaller Star Wars before they took it over. Could that be a possible connection? Matt, you look like you want to say something?
Well, look at his hand. It's like he's.
He does. He's like, like Luke.
Right, look at it. It looks like there's been some resistance by Star Wars, right?
Of course. So he is using the.
So Star Wars in some way maybe, and I don't know the background of the story, so maybe they were reluctant to go with Disney, but because Disney had so much power, so much money, they eventually couldn't resist it, right? This is just another example of
Now you're
how,
gonna start seeing Mickey Mouse jumping on the.
so this is just another example of how everything in cartoons means something. Again, the positioning, what they're wearing, the size, they can tell you so much about a story or a topic without having to read, several chapters in a book.
Okay.
So what I'm going to put on now for you guys is something called The White Man's Burden. It's a poem. I want you to look at how the words are connected to the political cartoons that are used throughout it. I'll say,
There's names on them rocks.
last thing I want to read off to you is just at the bottom. So The White Man's Burden is kind of characterizes the task that white colonizers believed they had. Just again, emphasize that because it wasn't an obligation that they had in any way, but it was something that they kind of chose to do because they felt they need to. So believed is emphasized. They had to impose their civilization on black inhabitants of their colonies. Yep, I hear something about Uncle Sam over here. Yep.
Yeah, go Uncle Sam. Climb up there,
Can I
rocks.
tell you why?
Yeah.
Like the guy that has the top hat and the red coat could be from England and he's taking like Indians or Chinese people over to Britain, and then Uncle Sam's taking African Americans because.
Oh, that's good thinking. Yeah, we didn't think about that in the last class. I don't know if you guys can see, there's some writing on the rocks. So it says things like oppression, ignorance, vice. So stepping on all these kind of, cruel or unhumanly characteristics as their way up to the top. I don't know if it looks like to you guys, it looks like there's something gold at the top. So that's a gold mountain that they're trying to get to. So they're willing to step over all these kind of hurdles to get up to this kind of golden statue or whatever symbolizes money, power.
Well, symbolize slavery, obviously.
So it's again another way to symbolize kind of colonization that we've looked at. So again, I'm gonna play the poem for you guys, and I want you guys to make the connections between the political cartoons and the actual poem itself.